Alright guys, welcome back to another tackle tour video. This will be my last video of the series. I'm going to show you guys my rod and reel arsenal. These are all the rods I use in the 2016 series. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get right into it. So I'm going to start from my lightest rods, my spinning combos, and go all the way to my heaviest rods, which are my bait casters. So right here, for my first rod, I have a Daiwa Revros 6.6 medium light fast action rod. This used to be my drop shot rod. Then I quickly realized that I wanted a longer rod for drop shotting with a little bit more backbone, so now I have a different rod for drop shotting, but I do still have this rod with me just in case something happens, just in case I need an extra rod. It's a very slick looking rod, really good looking rod, pretty light rod. It's not really too bad for the price. So moving on. Here we got a combo you will not see on my boat unless I'm fishing with someone else, a family or a friend or something like that. This is a Daiwa Crossfire combo. I bought it together, so I bought it as a combo. It's a 6.6 medium power fast action rod. It's a fairly low quality and low price combo. I bought it with this Daiwa Crossfire reel. It is a 2500 size reel, 3 ball bearings, and there's no gear ratio on here. It's a fairly heavy reel, and the drag isn't very smooth. I don't really recommend it, but it is a great way to start. It's a great reel to get into bass fishing. On the reel, I have 10-pound monofilament. As you guys know, when you first started bass fishing or fishing in general, a lot of line twists and all that stuff, and I would rather cut off 10-pound monofilament than 10-pound fluorocarbon, which is much more expensive. So moving on. Next up, this is my primarily my drop shot combo. I used to use this as a multi-purpose rod, and near the end of the season, I made it my drop shot rod. It is a Fenwick Eagle. It is 7 foot medium fast action rod, full cork handle grip. On here I have the Daiwa Revros 2500 size reel, 4 ball bearings, 5:6:1 gear ratio. It's a very limber rod, not the highest quality, but it is pretty sensitive for its price point. I don't have any line on here right now, but I had 20-pound Power Pro Super Slick 8 to a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. So 20 to 10 pounds did the job fairly well. Moving on. This is my go-to spinning combo. It's my favorite spinning combo. This is a combo that I use for tubes, shaky heads, drop shotting sometimes, anything that is too late for my bait casters. So this is a Fenwick Elite Tech Bass rod, 7 foot medium power fast action rod. It has a much stiffer backbone than the rod I just showed you. It's a very sensitive, very light rod, a really high quality rod in my opinion compared to the other ones I just showed you, obviously. It's a split grip. It's a very comfortable rod to hold in your hand. On here I have the Shimano Sahara 3000 FD reel. It's a fairly old reel. It's still kicking butt though. On here I do have a 20-pound Power Pro Super Slick 8 to a 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. I do prefer the 3000 size over the 25,000 size, less line twist in my opinion. Great reel, definitely going to be picking up more Saharas for sure. Now on to my bait casters. I have 4 bait casting combos as of right now. I'll start off with my lightest one. This is also my very first bait casting combo that I've ever purchased. I bought it as a combo so that this reel and this rod came together. It's fairly inexpensive, pretty good starting setup. It is a Fenwick Nighthawk 6.6 medium fast action rod. I use this rod for my topwater spooks and my poppers. I also use it for weightless soft plastics like weightless Senkos and very light crankbaits and I also use it sometimes for like Texas rigs, just depending on what I'm throwing. I also use this for flukes sometimes, and sometimes for jerk baits, but I prefer my cranking setup for jerk baits. So this is again a 6.6 medium fast action rod. Split grip here, cork handle. This reel seat isn't my favorite, but it does get the job done. Fairly nice combo. On here I have Pflueger Supreme reel. In my opinion, one of the best $100 reels you can buy. It knocks this loose LFS out of the ballpark as far as quality for the price point. I bought a loose LFS and I quickly sold it after for a higher quality reel. Wasn't very impressed with it, but I use this primarily for top water. So I usually have a braid, 40 pound. Last year I had 40 pound braid on here. I think I'm going to throw a 40 pound braid on here again. And sometimes I'll have a fluorocarbon leaders depending on what I'm using it for. But this is a 6:4 to 1 gear ratio reel. Moving on, we got my favorite combo that I own. It's also my highest quality combo that I own. It's my cranking combo. I'm not sure if I like this combo because it's my cranking combo and I love to crank, or if it's because of its quality. I think it's a mixture of both. But this is my cranking setup. It is a Fenwick Atos rod, 7-foot medium power, moderate action. So it's a very limber tip rod. It does have a fair amount of backbone, which I really do like when I'm fighting the fish. But it's a great rod. I used to use a different rod for cranking. I'll show you guys in a second. But I quickly switched to this rod because I quickly bought this rod because I was losing a lot of fish on a fast action rod. So I bought a moderate. I throw anything from square bills to a DT10 on this rod. That's as much as I can handle. I plan on purchasing a deep diving cranking setup eventually, but it's a great combo. I do prefer to throw lipless on a fast action rod, so I throw it on the rod I'll show you guys next. But on here I have a Daiwa Tatula 100H. It's a 6:3 to 1 gear ratio. This is the Daiwa Tatula before the CT. And on here I have 12-pound Seaguar Invisex fluorocarbon. Pretty good line, have no issues with it whatsoever. I love this combo. I could throw cranks on this combo all day if I could, if the fish are biting. So next up we got my multi-purpose rod. This rod can handle almost anything I throw at it. It is a Shimano Celis crankbait rod, 7-foot, medium heavy, fast action, although it feels more like a moderate fast. I throw spinner baits, chatter baits, swim baits, the odd crankbait, and really anything I throw at it, it can handle. Primarily spinner baits, chatter baits, and swim baits though. I'm not a huge fan of the foam handle. I prefer cork, but other than that, it's a really good rod for its price. It's a very cheap rod. It was my second bait casting rod that I've ever purchased. On here I have a Daiwa Tatula CT, which is my favorite reel that I own. 7:3 to 1 gear ratio, and it has 15-pound Yozuri hybrid on it, which is a copolymer line. I started using this line in September. I've only used it a couple times, and so far I really do like it though. It's a pretty nice combo, a little bit on the heavier side because of the rod, but it's a very nice combo in my opinion, and it gets the job done, and I will always have it in my boat. So last up, we got my meat stick of the Arsenal. I recently did purchase another rod to replace the meat stick rod of my Arsenal. You guys saw the video in my Black Friday unboxing, but this is a 13 Fishing Omen Black rod. It is 7-1 medium heavy fast action, but this is a very, very thick and stiff medium heavy. Reminds me more of a medium heavy mag rod. It's a broomstick. It is honestly it's a broomstick. I use this rod for frogging, for jigs, and for Texas rigs. Very high quality rod. It's very sensitive and very light. I wasn't expecting it to be as sensitive and as light as it is. On here I have a Daiwa Tatula 100H S. which is a 7:3-to-1 gear ratio Tatula, as you guys can see here. Has a custom handle, but previously I was throwing a 40-pound braid. This year I'm going to be throwing 60-pound braid on here, maybe to a fluorocarbon leader, we will see. Alright guys, so that was my last video of my tackle tour series. My rod and reel arsenal, part 1 and part 2 are in the description. All my social media and all of my promo and discount codes are also in the description if you guys want to save some money. Other than that, if you guys like the video, please like the video. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you do. Any comments or any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I will make sure I will answer them. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.